In the last video, we have seen how to find out the position vector of a point in 2 dimension. Now here we are discussing 3-dimensional. So first try to understand what is the meaning of 3-dimensional geometry. 2-dimensional is used to study about what? Plane. Plane means what? Flat surface. Now to study about space, we will require 3 dimensions. Okay. Already you have studied that this x-axis and y-axis divide the plane in how many parts? 4 parts. Each part is called as what? Quadrant, where this is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Now these are 2 dimensions. Now we are adding again 1 dimension in this 2 dimension. So let us consider that this is nothing but x-axis and y-axis, isn't it? So try to understand it. So this axis divide the plane in how many parts? 4 parts, where the one part is called as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and what? Fourth quadrant. Hope the idea is clear to you. Now we are adding third axis. Already you know this will be x-axis and this is y-axis. Every axis has what? Positive direction, negative direction, positive direction, negative direction. And these axes divide the plane in 4 parts. Each part is called as quadrant. Now we are adding here third axis, which is mutually perpendicular to this axis. And since this is 3 dimension, it is not able to show on the board. So how to represent 3 dimension on the board, that part also we will discuss. Now this will be the third axis. Here also this third axis has what? One positive direction and one what? Negative direction. Now if you will observe it very carefully, just observe it very carefully. What we can observe? On the front side we are getting 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the positive direction. और पीछे के साइड में भी हमें 4 parts मिल रहे हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4. Means these 3 axes divide the space in how many parts? 8 parts. Getting it? For this positive direction we are getting 1, 2, 3 and 4 parts. And for this negative direction we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4. Means total how many parts we are getting here? 8 parts. 8 parts, that's why we can say that it is octant. Each part is called as what? Octant. How many parts we have got here? 8 parts. And this point of intersection of x, y and this third z axis is called as origin. And these 3 axes divide the space in how many parts? 8 parts. 8 parts are called as what? Octant. Now we are studying signs of the coordinate of a point in the space. Already in 2-dimension geometry you are very well aware with the signs. In the first quadrant in 2-dimension geometry, in the first quadrant both x and y coordinate are positive. In the second, x is negative, y is positive. So all these ideas are very well known to you. Now we are discussing about signs. Signs of what? Signs of coordinate of a point in different octant. Total how many octants are there? 8 octants are there. So observe in the first, second, third and fourth. In the first 4 octant, observe the z coordinate. Z coordinate is what? Positive. Idea is clear. In first 4 octant, z coordinate is positive. Now observe the arrangement of x coordinate and y coordinate. Observe x coordinate plus minus and y coordinate is plus minus. Z coordinate is what? Positive. X coordinate, how x coordinates are arranged? Plus minus and y coordinate is plus minus. Now observe the next 4 octant, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. In this case z coordinate is negative. In first 4 octant z coordinate is positive. In next 4 octant z coordinate is negative. Now forget about z coordinate. Already we have got that. In next 4 octant z coordinate is negative. Again observe the arrangement of x coordinate and y coordinate. Same arrangement is there. X coordinate is arranged as what? Plus minus. Isn't it? And y coordinate as plus minus. Hope the idea about how to remember the signs is clear to you. Again observe, in first 4 octant, z coordinate is what? Positive. X coordinate is what? Plus minus. And y coordinate is what? Y coordinate is plus minus. In next 4 octant, z coordinate is negative and x coordinate is plus minus and y coordinate is what? Plus minus. Now we are discussing the definition of this x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate. Now we are discussing definition of x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate of a point in a space. Now try to understand. First we will discuss first definition in the detail, and same method is there. If first definition is clear to you, you are easily able to understand the definition of y coordinate and what z coordinate. So let us consider that this will be say yz plane. So let this will be say origin, this will be y-axis and this will be what? Z-axis. We know that the axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. Axes are what? Mutually perpendicular. First we have considered only what? YZ plane, and let one point is there. Let here 4 is there and here 5 is there, and one point is there at this position whose coordinates are 4 and 5. X coordinate is y coordinate is 4 and z coordinate is say 5, isn't it? Now the third axis means what? X-axis. X-axis is perpendicular to this axis. We know that axes are what? Mutually perpendicular. Let this will be say third axis. But as it stand, we are showing that this third axis in this way. So here OX represent what? Third axis. Actually this third axis is mutually perpendicular to which two axes? Y-axis and Z-axis. Now try to understand. This will be what? X-axis. अगर ये पॉइंट हम आगे आगे मूव करते हैं, then this x coordinate can be measure. कहाँ पे measure करेंगे x coordinate? Along what? X axis. अभी चलो ये पॉइंट मूव करेंगे. So let us suppose that here 1 unit distance is there, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit. Now this if this will be the position of this point, means x coordinate will be 5, y coordinate will be 4 and z coordinate will be what? Z coordinate is also 5. So here if this distance is 5 unit, this distance is 5 unit, then this distance we are measuring on what? X-axis. Now if you observe the distance of this point, this distance of the point from which plane? Which plane? YZ plane is nothing but what? X coordinate, which you are measuring on what? X-axis. So distance of this point from which plane? YZ plane is nothing but what? X coordinate. So if this distance is equal to 5 unit, at that time if this distance of this point is 5 unit, from which plane? YZ plane, and this distance we are measuring from on what? X axis. So this distance of this point from this YZ plane is called as what? X coordinate. So hope the idea of x coordinate is clear. X coordinate is nothing but what? Distance of the point from which plane? From which plane? From YZ plane. जितना पॉइंट आगे आएगा उसका x कोऑर्डिनेट चेंज होते जाएगा. Suppose that now this point is at a distance is 6 unit. At that time we can say that 6 unit is nothing but distance from YZ plane. So x coordinate will be 6 unit. अगर हम थोड़ा आगे जाते 7 unit, at that time distance of this point from which plane? YZ plane will be 7 unit. So we can say that x coordinate will be equals to 7 unit. So simply remember that x coordinate is nothing but what? Distance of the point from which plane? YZ plane. In the same way, y coordinate will be distance from xz plane and z coordinate is distance from yz plane. So hope the idea about coordinate is clear to you. If the point lies in the space, at that time its x coordinate represents what? Distance of that point from yz plane. Similarly, y coordinate is distance from zx plane and z coordinate is distance from xy plane. 7. Now we are discussing coordinate of a point on coordinate axis. Means if the point lies on coordinate axis, at that time how to find out coordinate of that point. So now in the first case I am supposing that point lies on x-axis. So let us suppose that this will be say one point which lies on x-axis and we are trying to find out coordinate of this point, isn't it? Now already we know that x coordinate. What is the definition of x coordinate? X coordinate is distance from which plane? YZ plane. Now this will be x axis. Definitely this x axis will be what? Perpendicular. लेकिन हम बोर्ड यहाँ पे नहीं दिखा सकते. So that's why we are showing in this way. तो हम perpendicular है, space में जा रही है. So we are able to show it by this. We are able to represent in this way. Okay. So now this will be your x axis, isn't it? And point lies on which axis? X axis. अगर ये x axis पे point है, then it does not lie in which plane? YZ plane में नहीं आ रहा है वो point, and this distance x coordinate means what? Distance from this YZ plane. So let us suppose that this distance will be equals to 2 unit. So if point lies on x axis, then we can say that it's x. If this distance is 2 unit, we can say that x coordinate will be 2 unit. But in general, x coordinate we are denoting by what? X. So if point lies on x axis, its x coordinate will be x. Now x may be 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit, any real number. Now we are discussing y coordinate and z coordinate. How to find out value of y coordinate and z coordinate if point lies on which axis? X axis. Now what is the definition of y coordinate? Y coordinate is distance from xz plane, or we can say that zx plane. Y coordinate is distance from xz plane. But already if you observe, this will be xz plane. And can I say that this point lies in xz plane? Yes, it lies either on x-axis or lie on what? Z-axis, or lie in this plane. At that time, we can say that point lies in what? xz plane. So already the point lies in xz plane, means its distance from xz plane will be what? 0. अगर मैं xz plane में ही खड़ा हूँ, तो मेरा distance कितना होगा xz plane से? 0. So that's why our definition says that distance of this point from which plane? xz plane will be 0. That's why here we can say that y coordinate is 0. Now we are finding z coordinate. Our definition of z coordinate says that it is the distance from what? xy plane. Z coordinate means distance of a point from xy plane. But already this point lies in which plane? Xy plane also. This point lies on x-axis, means, and this plane is nothing but what? Xy plane. So already point lies in xy plane. That's why we can say that its distance from xy plane will be 0. That's why here what important result we have got? If point lies on x-axis, at that time y coordinate and z coordinate are what? 0. If point lies on x-axis, if point lies on what? X-axis, at that time y and z coordinate are 0. In the same way, we can say that if point lies on y-axis, at that time x and z coordinate are 0. Or if point lies on z-axis, at that time x and y coordinate are 0. Now, we will discuss how to find out coordinate of a point on coordinate planes. Coordinate plane means what? XY plane, YZ plane and ZX plane. How many planes are there? XY, YZ and ZX, or we can say that XZ. So we are trying to find out coordinate of a point in this plane. So now let us suppose that one point is there which lies in which plane? XY plane. So for simplicity, just try to understand. Here this is one point which lies in XY plane. Let P is a point which lies in XY plane. If point lies in xy plane, then what will be the value of x coordinate, isn't it? Now what is definition of x coordinate? X coordinate is distance. X coordinate is distance from what? It is distance from yz plane. But already the point, okay, just now we have taken here point in which plane? XY plane. Okay, well. And distance of a point from xy plane is nothing but z coordinate. But already point lies in which plane? It lies in xy plane. So distance from xy plane will be 0 because it lies in that plane. So that's why distance from xy plane is 0. That's why we can say that here z coordinate is 0. Now x coordinate and y coordinate, definitely we will get whatever the number is there on x-axis, that will be your x coordinate, and whatever the number on y-axis, that will be your y coordinate, isn't it? But yz coordinate is 0 according to definition. What is definition of z coordinate? It is the distance of the point from xy plane, but point already lies in which plane? Xy plane. That's why z coordinate will be 0. Distance of that point from xy plane will be 0. Why distance is 0? Because already that point is in xy plane. So its distance from xy plane will be 0. Means simply what result we have got? If point lies in which plane? XY plane, at that time z coordinate is 0. If point lies in YZ plane, means x coordinate will be 0. Or if point lies in ZX plane, at that time y coordinate will be 0. In this way we are finding coordinate of a point lies in different plane. So now we are defining the position vector of a point with respect to origin in three-dimensional geometry. So here you have to observe this figure very carefully. We are trying to find out position vector of this point with respect to origin Just we are taking the help of parallelepiped so that easily you are able to understand it. So we know that parallelepiped has how many faces? 6 faces. Or this will be the back face, this will be the front face, and this point P is on the front face here, isn't it? So hope all of you observe a box, shape of box is just like what? Parallelepiped. ये उसका front face है और ये उसका back face है. Now this will be y-axis, this will be z-axis, and this will be what? X-axis. Actually this x-axis will be perpendicular to this yz plane, isn't it? So now I just understand what is x coordinate. X coordinate will be equals to x. Means this distance will be equals to what? X unit, which we have shown here. If we are multiplying, and we know that which is the unit vector along x-axis? I cap. And if we are multiplying to this I cap by x, so we will get a vector of how much magnitude? X magnitude. In which direction? In the direction of I cap. Means it is along which axis? X axis. So this will be the vector I cap, whose magnitude is x unit, because here x coordinate is x. X unit along which axis? X axis. In the same way, if what is y coordinate here? Y. If we are and we know that unit vector along which axis? Y axis is j cap. And if we are multiplying to this j cap by y, we will get a new vector. Which new vector? Y j cap along which axis? Y axis of what magnitude? Y units. In the same way, what is z coordinate? Z coordinate is a z. So, and unit vector along this z axis is which vector? It's k cap. Unit vector along which axis? Z axis is denoted by what? K cap. And if we are multiplying to it by z, we will get a new vector of magnitude z unit along which axis? Z axis. So this length will be equals to what? Z, because here our z coordinate is z here, isn't it? So well, here we have got three vector along, one along x axis, one along y axis, one along what? Z axis. Okay, now let us consider this vertex of this parallelepiped. So draw this segment. Which segment? Let us denote this point say by Q. So now join 2 point. Which 2 point? OQ. Okay. Now try to understand. The base of this parallelepiped is just like what? Rectangle. Hope all of you observe the base. So let us suppose that this will be what? One parallelepiped, and its base is like what? Rectangle. It is a rectangle, means its each angle is of what? 90 degree. Now, and opposite sides are what? Of equal length and parallel to each other. If the length, if this vector is yj cap, means we can say that this is also what? Yj cap. Why? Because these vectors are equal vector. When we can say that vectors are equal? If their magnitudes are equal. So we know that length of opposite sides of rectangle are what? Equal. So magnitude are equal, and they are parallel to each other. That's why we can say that they are in the same direction. So these two vectors are equal vectors. So we are able to denote it by yj cap. Now here we have got two vectors here. One is xi cap and second one is yj cap. Both are and here we have got one triangle also. So since we have got a triangle, so we are able to apply triangle law of vector addition. According to triangle law of vector addition, what will the value of this OQ bar? OQ bar will be equals to, observe that this OQ bar will be equals to xi cap plus yj cap. So its value will be equals to xi cap plus yj cap, isn't it? What's the value of this xi cap? Means here OQ bar is nothing but xi cap plus yj cap. But we are trying to find out what? Position vector of point P. अभी आपको बहुत ध्यान से देखना है यहाँ पे. So now from this point Q, हम यहाँ पे ऊपर जा रहे हैं थोड़ा सा. Getting it? Up to what? Point P. Now, is it your base? Yes, this will be what? Base parallelogram और base rectangle of a parallelepiped. और ये point से अगर हम ऊपर जा रहे हैं, means this segment will be what? Perpendicular to base. Means this angle will be equals to what? 90 degree. Q is the point on the base. और हम यहाँ Q से सीधा ऊपर जा रहे means perpendicularly going, we are going here. So that's why this PQ will be perpendicular to what? OQ here, isn't it? Because OQ कहाँ पे लाया होता है? Base में लाया होता है. If this segment is perpendicular to the base, means it will be perpendicular to all the segment lying this base. means it will be perpendicular to OQ. Now what is the length of sorry, this vector we have denoted by what? Let us denote this point say by S. Now OS bar is equals to how much? ZK bar. So if it is ZK bar, means we can say that QP is also equals to what? ZK bar, because these are equal vectors, isn't it? Because हर एक vertical edge की length क्या होंगी? Same होंगी. Lengths are equal and directions are also what? Same. So that's why this vector will be equals to this vector. Means here we can say that PQ bar is equal to what? ZK bar, isn't it? Now join OP. Join which segment? OP. Now observe here one triangle very carefully. Which triangle? POQ. In this two triangle, two sides are known to us. Which two sides? OQ is equal to, what is the value of OQ? Xi cap plus Yj cap. And second side is what? PQ bar. PQ bar is equals to Zk cap, isn't it? And two sides of a triangle are known to us. Then the third side represents what? Their resultant, which is the third side, OP bar. So therefore OP bar is nothing but what? OQ bar plus QP bar. OQ bar plus PQ bar. And their PQ bar, you can say that PQ bar, or sorry, it will be QP bar. QP bar. Now addition of these two vector will be nothing but what? OP bar according to triangle law. So values of both the vectors are known to us. Simply we are taking their addition. Xi cap plus Yj cap plus Zk cap. In this way we have got the value of OP bar here, isn't it? And what is OP bar? OP bar is nothing but position vector. Position vector of which point? P with respect to what? O. And what value we have got here? Xi cap plus Yj cap plus Zk cap. Now whenever we are finding position vector, we should have to know the coordinate of a point. Once the coordinate are known to us, easily we can say that if coordinate are x, y, z, then position vector of this point with respect to origin is what? Xi cap plus Yj cap plus Zk cap. Now if coordinate of some point is, say, R is one point whose coordinates are 2, 3, 4, then we can say that its position vector with respect to origin. So let us denote it by OR bar. What will the value of OR bar then? 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap. In this way we are finding position vector of a point with respect to origin. Means if coordinate are known to given to us, we are able to find out position vector of that point. Or if position vector is given to us, at that time these coefficients of x, I cap, j cap, k cap are nothing but coordinate of the point. So hope the idea about how to find out the position vector is clear. So with the help of parallelepiped, so I have tried to explain how to find out the position vector. Is it clear? Now we are trying to find out magnitude of this vector. Magnitude of what? OP bar. So now while finding magnitude, so let us take the help of Pythagoras theorem here. So here each angle is of what? 90 degree. Because its shape is like what? Rectangle, and we know that every angle of a rectangle is of 90 degree. So this angle is also of what? 90 degree. अभी यहाँ पे दिख नहीं रहा है, यहाँ पे acute दिख रहा है, but we know that this will be the base of a parallelepiped. And what is the angle made by this edge with this edge? Angle between these two edges is what? 90 degree. So all the edges are perpendicular to each other. So that's why this angle will be equals to 90 degree. Now since it will be 90 degree, let us try to find out length of OP. We are considering this triangle. So observe that this right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, two sides are known to us. What is the length of this side? X. And what is the length of this side? Y. So therefore OQ square will be equals to, can I say that, under root x square plus y square. ये लेंथ कितना है? X है. ये लेंथ कितना है? Y. So this side opposite to 90 degree is called as what? Hypotenuse. So we have got the length of what? OQ will be equals to under root x square plus y square. Applying what? Pythagoras theorem. Now length of OQ is known to us. Now observe this triangle. In this triangle, this angle is of 90 degree, means again we can say that it is what? Right angle triangle. ये अगर right angle triangle है तो इसमें भी दो साइड पता है हमें. Just now we have got the length of OQ is equal to under root x square plus y square. And PQ, what is the length of PQ? Will be equals to Z. Its from this z coordinate we can say that this length will be equals to z, its magnitude will be equals to z. Magnitude of this vector is how much? Z. So here we can say that pq is equal to z. If two sides of a triangle are known to us, third side in a right angle triangle can be find out applying Pythagoras theorem. So what we'll get here, OP is equals to, we have not written square, means okay, OP square is equal to, so hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of other two sides. So which is one side? OQ. What is the value of OQ? Under root x square plus y square. If we are taking its square, its value is equal to OQ square plus PQ square. So which is equal to OQ square, means square of this term. So root will get eliminated. Here we will get x square plus y square. Plus what is the length of PQ? PQ is equal to z. So PQ square will be equals to z square. So this implies this will be the value of OP square. If this is the value of OP square, which implies that OP is equal to under root x square plus y square plus z square. Again observe, length of this side means OQ we have got applying Pythagoras theorem. And again in this triangle two sides are known to us. OQ is under root x square plus y square and next side is equal to what? Z. So once two sides are known to us, we will get the third side applying Pythagoras theorem. So well, now in this way we have got OP. OP is nothing but what? Magnitude of this vector. It can also be denoted by this notation, magnitude of OP bar. So means if the position vector of a point is known to us, what is the position vector? Xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. At that time we can say that its magnitude will be equals to under root x square plus y square plus z square. What is xyz? Coefficient of I cap, j cap and k cap, isn't it? Once the coefficients are known to us, easily we are able to find out magnitude. So hope the idea about how to define the position vector and how to find out the magnitude is clear. If one vector is known to us, then its magnitude. Magnitude can be, if coordinate of a point are given, easily we are able to define its position vector with respect to origin, and its magnitude will be equals to under root 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square, which is equals to 4 square is 16, 16 plus 3 square is 9, 16 plus 9 is 25 and 25 plus square of 2 is 4, 25 plus 4 is equal to 29. So using this method we are able to define the position vector of a point. If point in a space is given to us, using this method we are defining the position vector, and using this method we are finding its magnitude. Hope the idea about how to find out the position vector and magnitude is known to you. Okay, well. So well, now we are finding distance between any two points. Already we have in coordinate geometry, we have seen one formula to find out distance between 2 points. Same formula is applicable in three-dimensional geometry also. If coordinate of 2 points are given to us, coordinate of one point we have denoted by x1, y1, z1, and second point by x2, y2, z2, then distance between these 2 points can be found out applying the formula under root x2 minus x1 whole bracket square plus y2 minus y1 whole bracket square plus z2 minus z1 whole bracket square. Such type of formula you are studied in coordinate geometry also, means in two-dimensional geometry also. Similar method is applicable in case of three-dimension also. Now, distance of a point from coordinate axis. How many axes are there? X-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So let us try to understand the first result. If we have got it, similar method is applicable to find out distance of a point from y and z axis. Now for time being, consider here one, this will be say, consider three-dimensional geometry. Whenever we are discussing any result, we are considering only one octant. Total how many octants are there? 8. But we are considering only one octant to explain this result. So let this will be say x-axis, this will be say y-axis, and this will be what? Z-axis. Definitely this z-axis will be what? Perpendicular to x and what? Y axis. चलो अभी ये पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट क्या है? So what are the coordinate of the point? x, y, z. चलिए आप समझिए, let this will be say x coordinate x axis पे मेजर होता है, y coordinate y axis पे मेजर होता है, और z coordinate is measured on what? This z axis. चलिए अब ये z coordinate जो है ये सपोज कीजिए कि 10 यूनिट्स है। हाउ मच? 10 यूनिट। जैसे हम xy प्लेन के तरफ आते हैं परपेंडिकुलरली, एट दैट टाइम दिस z कोऑर्डिनेट इज चेंजिंग। अभी 10 यूनिट्स है, अभी 9 होगा, 8 होगा, ऐसे करते करते जब हम xy प्लेन में आएंगे एट दैट टाइम z कोऑर्डिनेट विल बिकम व्हाट? 0। तो यहाँ पे आने के बाद ये पॉइंट अगर मैं यहाँ से यहाँ पे शिफ्ट करता हूँ, at that time which coordinate will become 0? Z coordinate will become 0. X coordinate and Y coordinate does not changes. Why does not changes? Because this is Z axis और हम perpendicular है, यहाँ पे समझो X coordinate 10 है तो उसे हम नहीं डिस्टर्ब कर रहे, we are just changing which coordinate is changing? Z coordinate 10, 9, 8, 7 ऐसे करते करते जब हम XY प्लेन में आएंगे तब Z coordinate 0 हो गया होगा। Now अभी ये पॉइंट को यहाँ से शिफ्ट करो x एक्सिस पे। कौन सा एक्सिस पे? x एक्सिस। जैसे हम ये पॉइंट x एक्सिस पे शिफ्ट करेंगे तो हमारा कौन सा कोऑर्डिनेट चेंज होगा? y कोऑर्डिनेट। अभी समझो यहाँ पे y कोऑर्डिनेट 6 है तो फिर 5 3 2 1 0 हो जाएगा। तो जैसे ये पॉइंट x एक्सिस पे आएगा तो y कोऑर्डिनेट भी 0 हो जाएगा। सो व्हाट विल द x कोऑर्डिनेट? x। नाउ वी हैव गॉट द पॉइंट ऑन व्हाट? x axis and we are finding distance of this point whose coordinates are what? X, Y, Z. From which axis? X axis. So now point on the x axis is also known. What are the coordinate of given point? Coordinate of point P are x, y, z. ये point को हम q से denote कर रहे हैं. So PQ is nothing but what? Distance of the point. Distance of the point from which axis? X axis. This is the point q. Is it clear? Now once the coordinate of 2 points are known to us, we are able to apply distance formula to find out distance between these 2 points. So PQ will be equals to under root x2 minus x1 means x minus x will be 0. So 0 square will be 0. So not necessary to write 0. Then y2 minus y1 means y minus 0 whole bracket square is y square because y minus 0 is y. Plus z2 minus z1 whole bracket square, but this subtraction will be equals to z, so z square. So what result we have got here? Distance of this point P from which axis? X axis will be equals to what? Under root y square plus z square. अगर हम यहाँ पे observe कर रहे हैं, so what will come to know that if we are finding distance of a point from x axis, at that time x does not appears here, isn't it? अगर हम x एक्सिस से डिस्टेंस फाइंड कर रहे हैं तो x नहीं आ रहा है, सो व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग हियर अंडर रूट y स्क्वायर प्लस z स्क्वायर। सिमिलरली द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम y एक्सिस, तो y नहीं आएगा तो कौन आना चाहिए? x स्क्वायर प्लस z स्क्वायर। इन द सेम वे डिस्टेंस ऑफ अ पॉइंट फ्रॉम z एक्सिस, इफ यू आर फाइंडिंग डिस्टेंस ऑफ अ पॉइंट फ्रॉम z एक्सिस तो z अपीयर नहीं होगा तो कौन अपीयर होंगे? x और y, so here we will get under root x square plus y square. These are some easy technique to remember these formulas. So in this way we have discussed all the important result related with what? Three-dimensional geometry. Now in the next video we will discuss next part in the chapter and the main important part in the vectors is what? 3D. In three-dimensional geometry we are studying vectors also, we are studying lines also, and we are studying plane also. So all the result in three-dimensional geometry are very important for us. अगर आपको एक कोई समझ में नहीं आया कोई रिजल्ट तो आप वीडियो रिपीट करके देखिए, यू विल कम टू नो हाउ वी आर गॉट दिस इंपॉर्टेंट रिजल्ट। इसकी एक लिस्ट प्रिपेयर करो, मैं हर बार नोट्स भी लिख के देता हूँ यहाँ पे नोटबुक पे, अच्छी तरीके से इसे नोट कर लो, एक चार्ट बना लो, बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी वास्ट आर्टिकल। अभी हमारे जितने भी वीडियो हो चुके हैं उसमें हमने सिर्फ थियरी पार्ट ही डिस्कस किया है, yet we have not started the example. So you will come to know that theory is too much important results we are getting in every video. इसके लिए आपका एक कलेक्शन होना चाहिए, एवरी डे उस पे ओवरलुकिंग होना चाहिए, so that these result while applying this result while solving the example you will come to know that which result we are able to use to and applying which result easily example can be solved. So well, today we will stop here.